Does anybody else ever have dinner dilemma? Well, I have dinner dilemma today. I'm trying to figure out how to use the leftover smoked pork that I have. Well, there's a lot of options, and I've narrowed it down to 2, but I'm torn. So welcome to my channel. On today's episode of Dinner Dilemma, not really, but yeah, I'm trying to decide. And so it's between pasta or taters. Pasta or taters. Decisions. See where my dilemma comes in? Because who doesn't like pasta? But who doesn't like taters? Well, this round of my dinner dilemma has been won by my love of taters. I just can't help it. I love a tater. I've never seen a tater I didn't love. So taters it is. Okay, let's get started on our pulled pork tater tot casserole. For this, you're going to need some pulled pork. Mine was already smoked and in the freezer, so I did heat mine up a little bit because it was still partially frozen. You're going to need some cheese. The recipe calls for sour cream. I don't have sour cream, so I'm going to be using some whipped cream cheese in place of it. It's a 1-for-1 swap. The recipe also calls for black beans. I'm going to be using chili beans instead. I'm also going to add some jalapeno peppers. Of course, you need your tater tots. And our seasonings are going to be chili powder, cumin, onion powder, and black pepper. Grab your bowl and let's get started. Okay, you want to get you a big mixing bowl. To that bowl, you want to add about 2 cups of pulled pork. Next, you want to add your sour cream if you're using sour cream. If you are, you're going to use a cup of sour cream. I'm going to be using this whipped cream cheese spread instead. I'm just going to use what I have left. It is probably around a cup. And that's one thing I don't have to put back in my refrigerator. Next, you want to add 1 cup of shredded cheese. This is what I'm using. What the heck? Add just a little more. I mean, it's cheese. Next, you want to add a can of beans. The recipe calls for black beans. I'm using chili beans. I did drain part of the juice off of mine. I just want to dump that in. I'm going to add in a little bit of pepper. A little bit of onion powder. I am going to measure the next 2 seasonings. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. And you're going to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. This is optional, but I'll be adding some pickled jalapeno peppers into mine. You want to get all of these ingredients mixed together really good. Incorporated. Just stir it around until you get everything nice and incorporated. I think the swap of the whipped cream cheese for the sour cream is going to be a really good substitution. But get all that mixed up. Started. You want to take a casserole dish. I'm taking an 8x8 and I'm going to spray it with some non-stick cooking spray. That's a must. You want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Get your casserole dish, get your mixture, and you're going to pour that mixture into that casserole dish. Get that all spread out into your pan evenly. Next, you're going to take your tater tots and you're going to put them on top. You'll straighten them out in just a minute. Just dump you some in there. Now you can just you can arrange them pretty if you want to, or you can just kind of spread them out, however you want to do it. But you're going to cover the top in these tater tots. And is it just me, or have these tater tots shrunk? Because I promise you, they look a lot smaller than they used to. I think shrinkflation got us even in the size of the product in the bag, not just the size of the package. Because I promise you, I've looked all over this package and I don't see anywhere on here where it says small tater tots or tiny tater tots or anything. There is nowhere on this bag, but I promise you, these tater tots are tiny. Okay, so I have about a half a bag of tater tots left, so they're going to go back in the freezer. There is our pulled pork tater tot casserole ready to go in the oven. You're going to put it in a 375 degree oven for about 45 minutes or until the tater tots are golden brown and crispy. I also didn't put any salt or any other kind of seasoning on my tater tots because mine are seasoned already. Okay, I just took my pulled pork tater tot casserole out of the oven. There it is. The tater tots are starting to get brown on the top. So you take it out. It's been in there for 45 minutes. I'm going to take some more cheese. See, you thought we were finished. You can actually skip this step if you don't want to put any more cheese into it, but I'm going to take some cheese and just sprinkle a little bit on the top. If you do put more cheese on the top, you're going to pop it back in the oven on 375 degrees for about 5 more minutes to let your cheese melt down. And there you go. There's my pulled pork tater tot casserole, hot out of the oven with the cheese melted on top. I'm going to let it sit here and cool. We'll cut into that in just a little bit. Okay, this has been cooling for about 30 minutes. It's still really hot, but we're going to cut into it. That's the inside. So there you go. There's our pulled pork tater tot casserole. It looks and smells delicious. It's time to eat. You can top this with some sour cream and green onions if you want to. You can put a side salad with it. Just however you want to eat it. But let's go eat. Hey y'all, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me today while I made a pulled pork tater tot casserole. It smells so good and it is delicious. So you got to try this one. You got to make this. Made it all the way to the end of this video. Drop me a comment below. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting on? I'm not going anywhere. I'll be hanging around YouTube for a while, so you might as well go ahead and subscribe. Thanks, y'all. I'll catch you in the next one.